Alright, this is Sullivans Island. I don't film down here much because there's so much traffic. It's just crazy busy down here. There's restaurants all over the place. This right here, this real busy little place right here is called Poe's Tavern. Edgar Allan Poe apparently spent some time down here, and it's a very popular place. There's a Taco Mamacita and a Dunleavy's Pub, and they just put in this weird stop sign configuration thing because people were running each other over trying to park everywhere. As you can see here, this down here is not designated for parking, but people are lining the streets because they all want to get down in this area to go shopping and to eat. And this ain't nothing though. This is only April. Come summertime, they'll be parked in everybody's yard. See, there's like a parking thing right there. They'll be parked all the way down the street. They'll be parked up in people's, up in people's houses where they're not supposed to be. This little vacant lot right here will be full of cars. It's crazy. It's just, it's ridiculous. But anyway, Sullivans Island's, real nice. It's kind of laid back. A lot of residents. Not much business. I mean, that back there that I just showed you is mainly all the business there is on this island. It's not a big island. I just work Sullivan's Restaurant, and which is named after Sullivan's Island. It's a family-owned place. They are super busy. I just got done delivering a buttload of groceries. Me and US Foods was there at the same time delivering, and we unloaded quite a bit there. But anyway, I just wanted to show you a little bit of this, little drive I've got. These are some beautiful little houses over here. These low-lying oak trees with the funky branches are called angel oaks. If you get on the internet and look up angel oak, you'll see one. The most famous one is down here on John's Island or James Island. I'm not sure which one. It's centuries old. It's just massive. And they're considered an endangered tree. They only grow here, and therefore the city of Charleston has tried to map out a Interstate 526 to go through the Angel Oak National Forest, and the National Forest people told them no. Which is funny because Charleston, the city, bought up a bunch of land where 526 ends, going that direction, in the hopes of being able to broaden their interstate that way, and they were just flat out told no. So now there's a bunch of land that the city owns that they can't do nothing with. But these trees are cool looking. I mean, they don't get very tall. I mean, the older ones do, the centuries old ones do. But these right here, they seem to have foliage that covers just above where you can walk. And as they get older, the canopy rises. This right here, on the other side, that's Isle of Palms. There's a little connector right here. Some of these houses, the new house right here is coming up. We got some other beautiful houses tucked away here. It's a very, very scenic area. Whenever the tide's coming in or out, they got warning signs not to swim through here because this is a channel and the current can get very strong. But you can see there's people way out there just walking around because that's actually sand. There's a sandbar there. It goes way out there. But this is a cool area to drive through. If you look on both sides, there's water. But quite often, you'll glance over one direction or the other and see dolphins. Dolphins like to, there's one. Oh, I just missed getting the camera on it. Dang. Dolphins tend to fish right in that area. They chase the little fish into this inlet, or out of the inlet, and they work together as a team and catch them. It's pretty neat to watch. I'll have to get that on camera one day. That's pretty intense. But this here is Isle of Palms. It's a beautiful place as well. The funny part about Charleston is it's historic, and yet there's a lot of new stuff here. A lot of industry moves to this area. A lot of ports are here. Coincidentally, a lot of celebrities have homes here. You know, it's not uncommon to see one driving by, but you know, sunglasses and a hat, and you never know who they are. They kind of just blend in with everybody else here. Right up the road here on the right is where I guess the main section of Isle of Palms is for businesses. There's a restaurant, bar type place there called the Windjammer that hosts a lot of bands, and they have live bands there all the time. I work that one, and I work a place just down from it called the Banana Cabana that has a great seaside deck where you can sit out and eat, and they make a lot of good food. And there's a few places around here that are real good. If you go all the way to the end of this road and follow this road till it ends at the end of the island, there's a place called Morgan Creek Grill, and they have fresh seafood right out of the boat. You know, the boats pull up with their catch, and then you just, if you want fresh seafood, that's where you go. Anyway, the Windjammer's back in here with a bunch of other little restaurants. There's a bunch of them just tucked away right in this, I guess it's like a 2 or 3 block area. And then it goes back into residential area. But I kind of wanted to give you a view of these trees. I'm going to take a left here. If you can look at these old trees right here, this is pretty. I got to stop here anyway, so look at that. Isn't that cool? It's all twisted up and knotted and gnarly. And the neat part is that's how it's supposed to grow. So, it's kind of neat. But anyway, this is Isle of Palm behind us, and now I'm going to go across this fancy new bridge. I say new, I don't know how long it's been here, but it looks new compared to the other one over yonder. It's tall enough so that it goes over the channel. The channel breaks up into a couple of spots, and then you got the marsh on the other side. And I don't know what they're doing down there. It looks like they're laying some pipe, trying to keep the soil from eroding from the sides, I guess. I don't know. But it's real pretty up in here. And people walk and run on this, on the little bike trail section of these bridges, because the bridge itself is, I think, 3 miles long, 2 miles long, something like that. But over here is just a bunch of marsh. The water's kind of low right now. When it's real full, it covers all this vegetation. All you see is the tops of these poking out of the water. I drove down here with my wife in a car, and the way this little guardrail thing comes up, you can't really see much beyond it in a car. But here in my big truck, you can see all kinds of stuff. I have looked over in there before and, you know, seen fishermen in there getting clams, and you can watch birds come swoop down and eat clams and small fish. And back there in the channel, I looked over one day and seen a shark swimming. It's kind of neat. Not every day you get to see a shark. In fact, that's the only one I've ever seen. He was like one of those sand sharks. From, you know, I looked down and I seen him swimming back and forth like a shark does. And as far as I know, that's the only fish that's built like that swims side to side. I act like I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it's a pretty area. I'm told they call this area Mount Pleasant because at one time there was a mountain here, but they've leveled it over time apparently to fill in dirt in other areas so that they could broaden their land. I don't know if that's a myth or what. I haven't looked that up, but that's what I heard from some of the locals. It's a pretty place. But because this is a coastal area, there's lots of low-lying land, lots of seawater inlets, a lot of brackish water, bridges all over the place through here. I don't film much of this because usually it's just too busy, and I ain't got the ability to film and drive at the same time. But it's kind of light today. The temperature today is in the 60s, and they're predicting rain. And we're over. Let's see, this is April 20th, so it's not quite summertime yet. Kids are still in school, and it's not. It's past Easter, so traffic's kind of light right now. But come summertime, I'll be driving around and fussing like Yosemite Sam at all the stupid vacation people here that don't know the traffic patterns, or they're too busy talking on the phone to figure out where they're supposed to go, or be people cutting each other off and running each other off the road, and there'll be crashes everywhere. And the wildest thing is seeing SUVs up on their roof. I can only imagine that's because they were going too fast and jerked the wheel and flipped over. But you see that kind of stuff in the summertime. Anyway, we're getting here in Mount Pleasant, and I got to pull in this busy area here, so I'm going to let you go. Y'all have a good day. Right through here is a really tight bridge. I always wanted to get this on film, and I always chicken out. It's got signs that say slow down to 35, and we're going to do that. Now, this thing says it's 15 foot 2 inches. And your average truck is 13.6. And I've driven this enough times now that I feel comfortable going over it on a regular basis. It is extremely narrow. Your typical lane is 9 to 9.5 feet wide, and your typical vehicle is about 8 feet. I think 8 feet is the limit, what they're supposed to be. And if you get two semis on that little piece of property right there, going across at the same time, it can turn out kind of bad for you. You'll have to squeeze really close to the side of the bridge, and sometimes your trailer will nick the edge. Sometimes the mirrors come close to banging. So you got your mirror hanging out there. When it's just regular cars, I don't worry. I've tried many times to get that on camera going across that bridge, but I always chicken out because there's usually a big truck coming, or there's usually a cop sitting there, or whatever else. But anyway, this is the territory of Cane Hoy, just north on 41 of Mount Pleasant. I'm going back to Florence this way today. It's a pretty stretch of road, not a lot of traffic. There's some right here just getting out of this area, but once you get up here, you can get to clipping right along at 55 miles an hour for a good long stretch. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that little bridge with you. Y'all have a good day.